nagkakalat sa iba-ibang lugar katulad ng bansa natin.
Idea ko po sa fever parang na po siya. May mga iba-iba po siyang symptoms na katulad po running nose po tsaka na manghihina ka po.
Typhoid, ito yung usually na sakit na nakuha ng mga bata. Bakit? Kasi ito yung sakit na nakukuha mo ito sa pagkain ng street foods. And ito ay signs and symptoms ng typhoid. Ito yung high-grade fever. Ito yung super taas ng lagnat. And ang treatment lang ito is through antibiotic. At very rare to sa mga adult. Usually ito ang nakakawaan isang mga bata. Kasi yung mga bata usually yung kumakain sa streets, right?
A typhoid fever. It is a mild illness or a contagious disease.
We will learn more about it here on
The Doctors Are In. Typhoid fever was one of the contagious diseases in the medieval period.
But then, medical experts have a limited knowledge about this contagious disease.
That is why they associated typhoid fever with plague. History of typhoid fever.
One reported cases of typhoid fever is in Athens in 430 BC. The famous general of Athens, Pericles, was diagnosed with typhoid fever before the war against the Spartans. But because of his illness, Pericles was unable to lead the Athens, resulting defeat and was overpowered by the Spartans.
In early 60s, in Jamestown, Virginia, 6,000 settlers, including indigenous people, died because of typhoid fever. And because medication and vaccination was not yet discovered, the whole colony was eradicated.
Doc.
What is typhoid fever? An infectious fever disease caused by a bacterium. The difference between typhoid fever and other fevers are: the bacteria of typhoid is passed on with water and foods and can withstand both drying and refrigeration. That is why it is essential for us to cook our food in a certain boiling point, because the bacteria die on intense heat.
Typhoid fever can also cause acute generalized infection of the reticuloendothelial system, intestinal lymphoid tissue, and gallbladder. Reticuloendothelial system is a network of connective tissue fibers inhabited by the phagocytic cell, such as macrophages, ready to attack and ingest microbes. RES, or reticuloendothelial system, is an essential component of the immune system. That is why when we have typhoid fever, our immune system weakens, leading to other symptoms such as diarrhea, vomiting, and severe fever.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Guzman. Now, it's time for our biography featuring Carl Joseph Ebert. Ebert is a German pathologist and bacteriologist in 1859. He earned his doctorate at the University of Würzburg and became an assistant to anatomist Albert von Kolliker. And from 1881 until his retirement, he was a professor at the University of Halle. In 1880, Ebert described a bacillus that he suspected was the cause of typhoid. In 1884, pathologist George Theodor August Gafke confirmed Ebert's findings, and the organisms was given names such as Ebertella typhi, Ebert's bacillus, and Gafke-Ebert bacillus. Today, the bacillus that causes typhoid fever goes by the scientific name of Salmonella enterica species Enterica cerovar typhi.
Cause of typhoid.
So just like Ebert discovered, typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi. It can be transmitted through ingestion of contaminated food or water. It is also a contact with an acute case of typhoid fever.
Water is contaminated where inadequate sewerage system and poor sanitation. Eating food or drinking beverages that handled by a person carrying the bacteria, or food that are not cooked well. Using materials from an affected person can cause typhoid fever. Contact with a chronic asymptomatic carrier.
Asymptomatic carriers are carriers that don't show any symptoms of the disease, such as vomiting, diarrhea, and severe headache, just like the case of typhoid Mary.
How Salmonella typhi enters our body. Ingestion of food which are contaminated by Salmonella invade the small intestine and enter the bloodstream. Carried by the white blood cells in the liver, spleen, and bone marrow, it also multiply and re-enter again the bloodstream. Bacteria invade the gallbladder, biliary system, and the lymphatic system of the bowel and multiply in high numbers.
Then pass into the intestinal tract and can be identified for diagnosis in cultures from the stool tested in the laboratory.
Symptoms of typhoid fever. Number 1. Anorexia or loss of appetite.
Number 2. Lethargy or over-fatigue or easily tired.
Number 3. Fever.
Number 4. Severe headache.
Number 5. Abdominal pain.
Number 6. Diarrhea.
And last, number 7. Vomiting. Stages of typhoid fever. Number 1. When a person is diagnosed by a typhoid fever, over a few weeks the bacteria will multiply. Sometimes children become sick. The condition may last a week or even months or longer without treatment.
First stage of typhoid fever. The beginning stage is characterized by high fever, fatigue, weakness, headache, sore throat, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, and a skin rash on the chest and abdominal area.
Second stage typhoid fever is characterized by weight loss, high fever, severe diarrhea, and severe constipation. Also, the abdominal region may appear severely distended.
Typhoid state. When typhoid fever continues untreated for more than 2 or more weeks, the affected individual may be delirious or unable to Typhoid state. When typhoid fever continues untreated for more than 2 or 3 weeks, the affected individual may be delirious or unable to stand and move, and the eyes may be partially open during this time. At this point, fatal complications may emerge.
Prevention of typhoid fever. Number 1. Vaccination. First type of vaccine. It contains substance that kills Salmonella typhi bacteria. It is administered by a shot. It was discovered by Almroth Edward Wright. It was used in early 80s by soldiers to prevent typhoid fever when fighting war in other countries.
Second type of vaccine contains a live but weakened strain of the Salmonella bacteria that causes typhoid fever taken by mouth.
Remember, be vaccinated against typhoid while traveling to a country where typhoid is. Natural remedies for typhoid fever.
First is cold compress. When you have a high fever, apply cold compresses to help your body temperature come down quickly. Note, do not use very cold or ice water as it can worsen the condition.
Number 2. Increase fluid intake. Due to high fever and diarrhea, you may become dehydrated. To prevent this, increase your fluid intake. It will keep your body hydrated and encourage elimination of waste materials and toxins.
Number 3. Homemade ORS or oral hydration solution. It is a solution that contains sugar and salt. ORS will reduce the intensity of typhoid symptoms and lead recovery.
Number 4. Apple cider vinegar. It's energizing and a good remedy for typhoid fever. Its acidic property helps draw heat out of the body or skin, which turn reduces high body temperature. It also replenishes minerals loose in typhoid fever.
And lastly, garlic and basil. They are herbs which are antibacterial and it can kill typhi bacteria. Thank you for watching!
At tandaan,
Kaunting dugyot,
sakit ang dulot,
and this is The Doctors Are In!